you're watching this video, chances are you think the blockchain is highly underrated and many people and businesses should adopt it. The problem with business adoption is the cost. Blockchain developers are crazy expensive to hire. If you want to build a blockchain and hire a team of devs to do it for you, you could easily blow through $1 million within a year. And that's the easy part. Then you have to compete in what is probably the most competitive industry in the world. That's fine if you already have a company with the resources to do so, but what if you don't? This is where Unibright comes in. Welcome to DeFi Now. I'm Josh Cross, and our DeFi dog is Steve Irwin. He didn't really feel like joining me again. He's actually kind of going through these teenage rebellious phase, I think. I came home a couple days ago and found that he gave himself a mohawk, so looks pretty badass. But if you're new here, welcome to the channel, and be sure to click those subscribe and bell buttons or smash them if that's your style. And as always, I'm not a financial advisor. You got to make your own investing decisions and terms and conditions and all of that. As I was saying, if you don't have the resources to build and launch your own blockchain, Unibright offers a template service. So you just plug in your use case and they will build it for you, no coding needed. There's no way to overstate how massive this is, so let's get into it. To paraphrase the Unibright white paper, the purpose of Unibright is to allow businesses to easily integrate blockchain technology into their existing business. If you want a blockchain, you choose a template from Unibright on the use case that you want, and they will build one in a way that offers cross-chain support, solving many issues like information silos that are currently plaguing many industries. Now, the story behind Unibright started in 1989 in Germany when they ran a consulting company offering systems, applications, and products to companies like Samsung, Siemens, and Lufthansa Airlines. They then moved to offer enterprise solutions to help companies integrate Web 2.0 into their existing infrastructure. They then expanded to offering cloud-based systems integration for major companies in the banking and manufacturing industry. So they already have a lot of experience helping businesses adapt to technological innovations. In 2016, they began researching into blockchain solutions on Ethereum, and in 2017 began launching Unibright services. In 2018, they had their ICO I think it was in April or May, and they've been expanding and developing like madmen ever since. The reason I wanted to go into the backstory is to emphasize that they have a solid understanding of their industry and the pain points that these massive companies face. Now, they're based in Germany, and Germany has strict regulations of the blockchain industry, so it's another indication that they're a serious team. And they're already fixing these pain points for enterprises, but to use their services, everyone needs the Universal Business Token, or UBT. Unibright had their ICO in April 2018, with the UBT tokens being 14 cents each. The token distribution is as follows. 140 million out of 150 million tokens are already in circulation. 67% went to the token sale, 12% went to the reserve, 9% went to pre-sale investors, 6% went to the team, and the last 6% went towards legal and token sale expenses. All in all, that's a great token distribution. 6% for the team is highly conservative in this industry, and I like that they set so much aside for legal and compliance costs. As I said, UBT is required to use the services. Every time a smart contract is deployed, UBT tokens are required to register it. Each time a smart contract connects with another one via the Unibright connector, the fees are paid in UBT. Additionally, Unibright has consulting workshops to help enterprises adopt blockchain that are paid for with UBT. This means every company that wants to use this software will need the tokens to do so. And this will create tremendous demand as adoption grows. The Unibright team is comprised of industry veterans. The CEO, Martin Jung, it's German, so it's probably Jung. Martin Jung is a blockchain developer with the Masters of Computer Science and over 20 years experience in business modeling and software engineering. The CTO, Stefan Schmidt, has a similar computer science background, but with an expert level knowledge on leading full-stack business applications and leading agile software teams. The rest of their executive team all have over a decade of experience in development, and you can check them out on the website, which is linked in the description. I'm seriously blown away by the team and their advisors for this project. They are an absolutely elite group with the experience to back their actions and their roadmap. If you don't yet know what Baseline Protocol is, start learning now because it's going to be huge. It enables companies to collaborate in complex ways with each other while maintaining their privacy by keeping sensitive data off-chain. It's built on Ethereum, so it's always on, it's permissionless, and companies pay per use. It is in stark contrast to previous attempts to gain enterprise adoption like Hyperledger, Quorum, and Corda, which are permissioned, centralized blockchain solutions. Baseline Protocol is a tremendous step forward here, and the fact that it has all the benefits of an open, permissionless blockchain while still maintaining data privacy cannot be overlooked. Think of it this way. Imagine a system where companies can have partnerships and collaborations with each other. They will set terms of their agreements, and the smart contracts will uphold those terms. They can share the information relevant to the collaboration without sharing anything more. They can send tokenized invoices, and they will have transparency on how the other parties are fulfilling their responsibilities. There's no network downtime, and no one has the ability to fake the information. We're talking about a multiple $100 billion solution here, and Unibright is already integrated with Baseline Protocol. On top of that, Unibright is connected to DeFi. Yeah. Freequity, I think it's probably Freequity, is one of the 5 major services that Unibright offers. And with it, they plan to offer a complete platform for regulatory compliant security tokens. Security tokens are essentially ownership rights of a given asset in tokenized form. Things like stocks, bonds, real estate, and more are all going to be tokenized. Security tokens are one of the killer apps of blockchain, and they're going to take the world by storm once they start getting adopted. I really like the clear example that Unibright used in one of their Medium posts to explain tokenization. You own some real estate and you'd like to develop it further, but you don't have the cash to do so. So you tokenize your real estate asset, you mint some tokens, and you sell a percentage of them to someone who would like to invest in real estate. You then use the money that you made selling the tokens to improve the property, which increases the overall value of the property, which increases the token values. And token holders can also gain a proportional percentage of the rental fees as well. I would even take these further and point out that these tokens will be traded on the open market globally, so you can put $100 into Singapore real estate, or someone from Argentina can invest in beachfront real estate in the west coast of the US, or someone with a smartphone in Africa can buy a bit of real estate in Switzerland. Just take a moment to let that kind of future sink in. Back to the 360-degree token platform, token issuance is just a small part here. They will offer a regulatory compliant marketplace with an exchange which will have guaranteed liquidity. It'll handle all of the technical details on their end, so the users, which are individuals, corporations, or any enterprise, they don't have to deal with the management and IT processes and all of that pain, which will lead to a much higher adoption rate. Now, I could do an entire video just on this one service that Unibright offers, and if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. But for now, let's move on to the recent news. There is far too much news for me to cover it all, but I wanted to briefly mention some of the recent developments. The first is on August 3rd, they announced that Coke One North America, which is the North America branch of Coca-Cola, is now using Unibright and Baseline Protocol to establish a Coca-Cola bottling harbor to streamline the bottling process in North America. An important note is that Coke originally tried this last year using Hyperledger, but now they've moved to Baseline Protocol. They used Hyperledger internally, but now they want to include external suppliers like the raw materials vendors that are supplying the cans and bottles. And here's where Baseline Protocol and Unibright shine. Through this system, they can have everything streamlined and transparent in real time to avoid issues like wrong deliveries and change orders and the high cost of entry for smaller participants, while they offer the freedom of using Ethereum and connecting to everything else on chain. And don't worry about the ETH gas fees, I'll get to that. Surprisingly, the market hardly reacted to this news. I mean, the price only went from like 39 cents up to a little over 50 cents before it started retracing back down again. But I'll get to the price at the end of the video. The next bit of news was on September 7th, they announced that the UB framework is available for trial and purchase on the SAP App Center. That means that the software for businesses to plug and play their own blockchain is live already. For those of you who don't know, SAP is an absolute Goliath in the enterprise application space. They have over 100,000 employees and almost 500,000 customers in 180 countries. 77% of the world's transaction revenue touches an SAP system. And now, on the SAP App Center, anyone can use a ready-made template to build a blockchain that doesn't require coding, is suited to their use case, and is automatically connected to the SAP system, which, as I said, many companies are already using and are already connected to. This is how adoption happens. No one wanted to use email when you had to use command line to send one. Do you want to build a website from scratch using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Or do you want to drop in a template from WordPress or Squarespace or Wix or wherever? For mass adoption to happen, it has to be streamlined, easy to use, interoperable with existing systems, and cost-effective. Now, the last bit of news that I want to cover is super important. Just recently, on October 1st, Unibright announced that the UBT token will be available on Coinbase custody using Provide payments. Now, there are two major reasons this is a big deal. The first is that most companies, at least for now, won't want to store their own UBT tokens. Self-custody on its own will be enough to deter many companies who don't want to deal with that kind of risk. And since the UBT token is required to use the ecosystem, having Coinbase offer custodial services solves this problem. And on top of that, Provide Payments is a payment rail with a fiat to crypto gateway, so UBT customers don't even have to hold the tokens at all. When they want to pay for the Unibright services, Provide Payments and Coinbase can take their fiat and market buy the UBT tokens for them, so they don't even have to think about that part of it. The other important part of Coinbase custody here is that it eliminates the Ethereum gas fees that users would otherwise have to deal with. Since they're on Coinbase, Coinbase can abstract those away because they keep their own record of who owns how many UBT tokens. They're not sending them on the Ethereum network. They're doing it on their internal database. And as a bonus to this, I personally expect that we'll see UBT listed on Coinbase sometime in the near future as well. Okay. I know that was a lot, and I only scratched the surface of the tip of the iceberg. But before I end the video, let's talk about the recent price action. As I said, the ICO price back in 2018 was 14 cents per token. It's now trading at around 30 cents, just over double. The market cap is under $50 million. So in my humble, not financial advice opinion, this is criminally undervalued. I think the main reasons for this is because most people in the crypto space don't really understand the enterprise potential. If Chainlink announced a Coca-Cola partnership, people would lose their mind. And on top of that, the only major exchange that UBT is available on is Uniswap, so there's a lot of untapped potential there. I think it's also on Bittrex, but nobody really cares about Bittrex anymore. Lastly, I want to conclude by sharing a quote from the Unibright CEO regarding the Coinbase custody and Provide partnership. All of the concerns of enterprises about using crypto for their business processes are now addressed with UBT, the Universal Business Token, as the one token to represent all integration transaction costs. The combination of professional custodian services, automated payments, a fiat gateway, and our solid token model is a game changer for enterprises who are currently hesitating to make use of blockchain, especially with complex architectures including various on- and off-chain components and transaction cost models. Don't underestimate enterprise adoption. With that said, thank you so much for joining me here. If you appreciate the knowledge I've shared, be sure to hit those like, subscribe, and notification buttons. If you think someone else needs their mind blown, feel free to share this video with them. Till next time, thank you so much for watching, take care, and stay educated.